Hi gamers, Coach Nate here with another Season 2 Valorant workout. Today we will be going over how to abuse different gimmicks within Valorant. Now there are a lot of them in the game, from abilities to ultimates and even weapons. So let's go over how to use them to our advantage. For today's warm-up, let's use some of the off weapons in the game. Play a swift play and rat it out. Sit in corners, use judges, stingers, and marshals. Try and cheese the game to its hardest. First, let's talk about weapons. There are many different weapons in Valorant, but today we're going to focus on some of the less used weapons and more gimmicky ones. I'm first going to mention the gun that everyone knows and loves, the Judge. Everyone hates the Judge, let's be honest, but the reality is that the gun is really strong, and learning how to use it well will win you ranked games. Now that the Judge is out of the way, let's talk about some of the even less used weapons, the Marshal and Stinger. Both are strong when used properly, so learning how to abuse them is extremely important. The Marshal, as a second round buy after winning pistol, can be extremely strong, as if the enemy doesn't force, your Marshal turns into a stronger op against the no armor opponents. Then, in the third round, it allows you to either get an early pick with one bullet or do a ton of damage. It can also be a strong eco buy for this reason too, especially on maps like Breeze. If your team loses a pistol, but then everyone buys a Marshal on your team, all everyone has to do is focus on hitting body shots. Then everyone on the enemy team has either one shot or two shot. The Stinger can also allow you to quickly execute an enemy and then upgrade to their weapon. It can be even a long-range killer on occasion. The gun is used similarly to the Judge, with the exception that if they don't go to your site or your corner, it doesn't have quite the same drawbacks that the Judge does. Now deciding on when and where to use it is slightly more difficult. But if you are on a close range map, it does have its advantages compared to buying a sheriff. But make sure you consider it when on an eco. Now we are going to talk about abilities and ultimates. It's always so annoying when one person on the enemy knows all the ins and outs of their agents. They always have the perfect dart lineup, perfect flash, dash, or smoke. But these things are things we should be learning to master and abuse. Knowing a god KO pop flash can lead to free kills for you. Knowing lineups for the spike can give you free rounds without even having to win a gunfight. Omen TPs can be troll if done improperly, but when done properly, they can be rage-inducing for the enemy team. So start by choosing one agent on one map and learning how to maximize their kit. Slowly but surely, you will learn tricks with any and every agent. Ultimate combos can also win you rounds. Whether that be having your Omen flash before your Sova ult, having a Raze rocket follow your Sky Seekers, or simply brim ulting your enemy that got Gecko ulted. Looking for angles and ways to use your ultimates off your teammate's utility is another strong way to swing rounds in your favor. Gimmicks will always be in Valorant. It is the nature of any video game, but especially attack FPS with agent. So when it comes to something cheesy happening, ask yourself, why did it happen and was it preventable, or was it just a good play? Learn from your faults, steal other people's cheese and turn it into your own. Learning how to abuse these game mechanics and use them to your advantage will not only frustrate the enemy, but also make it easier for you to play the game yourself. So for the next 2 ranked games, when the opportunity presents itself, I want you guys to look for ways to cheese or rat the enemy. Find one god flash for the next time you play KO, for example. Try and use it in your match. Now that you know where to look, try again. The more situations you try to use the lesser weapons in, or try and use the perfect utility, the better you will get at it, and the harder it will be for the enemy to win. Now, good luck and go climb. Once again, I'm Coach Nate, and have a great day.